Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a really gripping true story from the high seas.
Yeah, it's quite something. It's all about what happens when, all the modern tech just gives up.
Exactly. We're looking at how this tiny emergency radio, and honestly a pretty ancient skill, became the absolute last hope for two sailors. They were completely stranded deep in the Indian Ocean.
Right, and understanding the setup is, well, it's crucial here. You've got Eliza, call sign ZS1ELA, and Ben, VK3BAN. They're experienced sailors, also amateur radio operators, hams.
Okay.
They're on their boat, the Kilo-Lima, a 40-foot cutter, sailing towards Australia. Now, they did have a satellite phone, the modern stuff.
Standard kit these days.
But their routine, their kind of social anchor each day, was this evening chat, a QSO, they call it in ham radio.
The QSO.
Using their big high-frequency HF radio, it connects them to this global community.
And that community turned out to be pretty important, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely prophetic. Ben's doing a weather check, just using the ham bands, and pulls down data.
Uh-oh. What did he find?
A massive storm, a cyclonic low, intensifying like crazy, and they were sailing right into its path. They only had hours.
Wow. Okay, so the storm hits. What happens to their communication gear?
Total failure cascade. It wasn't just one thing failing, it was everything. Bang, bang, bang. Their main VHF radio, the short-range one, already shorted out days before.
Okay.
Then the primary long-range radio, the SSB rig, it draws a lot of power, and the main ship's batteries were just draining way too fast. The storm surge, water coming in.
So the power grid on the boat itself was compromised.
Completely. And that expensive satellite phone, just silent, gone, right when they needed it most.
Okay, so the sophisticated systems, the power-hungry ones, are all offline. They must have had some kind of backup.
They did, and this is a key bit. They had what they called the Go Box.
Go box, yep.
Think of it as a completely self-contained emergency kit built into one of those tough, waterproof Pelican cases.
Okay, like for survival gear.
Exactly. Inside, a small, independent HF radio transceiver, its own dedicated battery, a small deep cycle one, and just a simple reel of lightweight wire for an antenna.
So totally separate from the boat's main power.
Totally separate. Designed for low power, designed to work when everything else is dead. Their ham radio insurance policy, basically.
Which they definitely needed, because things got even worse.
Yep, much worse.
Huh.
A colossal wave, just a mountain of water, hits the boat, snaps the mainmast clean off.
Oh my god. The boat's crippled then.
Crippled, taking on water fast, and any chance of using a large, efficient antenna, gone with the mast.
So how does the Go box even help now? How do you get a signal out?
This is where the skill comes in. Eliza's skill, specifically. She knew voice communication, SSB voice, needed too much power, and the store noise, the static, it would just swallow it.
So what did she do?
She switched modes, she rigged up that simple wire antenna, just a basic long wire dipole, and she started sending Morse code, CW, continuous wave.
Wait, Morse code. Seriously, in the middle of all this, that feels incredibly low-tech.
It is, but that's why it worked. See, voice spreads the radio energy out. CW focuses all the power into this incredibly narrow signal, like a laser pointer versus a floodlight.
Okay, I think I get it. Less power needed, cuts through the noise better.
Exactly. It uses way less battery power and can be, copied, understood through unbelievable levels of static that would make voice impossible. It was their only shot at being heard.
So she sends the message. What was it?
The standard distress call, but using CW. CQD, ZS1LM, Mayday, Mayday. The Kilo-Lima is sinking. Position 1545 south, 8910 east. Just the bare vital facts.
And someone heard it through that storm from a tiny radio.
Someone did, and this is the amazing part. The call was picked up by W7XYZ, Hank, a ham radio operator in Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, they're thousands of miles away, across oceans. How?
Pure dedication, really. Hank was retired Coast Guard, and he made it his routine to listen on the international distress frequencies every night. He knew what to listen for.
Incredible. So we got the coordinates?
Got them perfectly. And crucially, he knew exactly what to do. He immediately relayed the Mayday, the exact position, everything, to the official rescue authority, the MRCC, Maritime Rescue Coordination Center, in Perth, Australia. That was the closest one.
And because the coordinates were so precise?
The Australian authorities could act fast. They sent out a P-3 Orion patrol aircraft. It found the Kilo-Lima, and eventually a container ship was diverted to make the final rescue.
Wow. Just wow. The contrast is stark, isn't it? All the fancy gear failed.
Completely failed. Environmental crisis, power failure. None of it mattered. But this little emergency radio running low-power Morse code, relying on Eliza's skill and Hank's dedication thousands of miles away, that worked.
That ham radio network, that QSO, was literally their lifeline. It really shows that sometimes the simplest, oldest tech, the stuff that depends on human skill, that's the most resilient.
It really does. It
Yeah.
makes you think, doesn't it? We rely so much on the grid, on satellites, on all this complex infrastructure.
Yeah.
So the question for you is, what other areas, what other fields still quietly maintain these kinds of low-tech, high-skill backups for when, the digital systems inevitably fail? Where else does that deep resilience lie? Something to ponder.